Madam Speaker, it leaves us with more questions than answers. Are we being honest with Malawians when we report that we had a bumper yield last year? What has gone wrong? As I'm talking now, there's no urea fertilizer in the country, and beneficiaries have been told to purchase 2 NPK bags of fertilizer instead of NPK and 1 urea bag. What this means, Madam Speaker, is that we should probably expect low yields this season and possibly hunger, because urea fertilizer helps the maize to produce high yield. Madam Speaker, in brief, the AIP this year is the worst ever due to the following reasons. 1, suppliers were awarded contracts late in end October 2021.
Leader of the House, you have 2 minutes. You started at 10:50. You have 2 minutes to go.
There have been interjections.
Interjections, yes. Then I'll add another 2 minutes.
Suppliers were awarded contracts late in end October 2021, and most of them rejected to participate because of unfavorable prices. 2, there were inadequate stocks in the country, and up to now, there is no urea. 3, most of the suppliers who are participating are just scanning IDs without selling the actual fertilizer. And the government should not be cheated by the number of beneficiaries appearing in their system as having bought the fertilizer. The figure of beneficiaries is dominated by IDs that have just been scanned, and farmers are being paid 12,000 kwacha for both bags. And fourthly, most farmers have been robbed of their bags from the IDs by vendors who are accessing ID numbers by crooked means. Madam Speaker, the government must also relook into the cost of AIP against the benefits of the large economy of the country. There are huge costs to AIP that the government is incurring through subsidized fertilizers. On mining, let me agree with the President that mining is a potential replacement for our traditional exports and a major foreign exchange earner. Where I do not agree, Madam Speaker, with him is on his celebration over the 58 kgs of gold purchased over a period of 6 months. I think we need to be serious, at least for once. Our findings have revealed that at every site where mining takes place, they produce at least a minimum of 300 grams of gold per day. This means from the country's 5 prominent sites, the production was over 300 kgs in 6 months. Now, the question is, where has the other 240 kgs gone? Who bought it when the Reserve Bank of Malawi is the sole buyer? Madam Speaker, I would like to once again urge the President to fulfill his campaign promises. If he does not know, let me tell him this. He is currently presiding over a frustrated nation because of unfulfilled promises. Malawians have found his leadership to be wanting. The President should remember that he is in that office by vote and trust of all Malawians, not his friends and functionaries or family. He is not in that office to please certain individuals, but Malawians. He is there to drive the best interests of this country and citizens. He must not fear risking his close friendships and relations if it is what it would take to deliver his promises. In conclusion, Madam Speaker, I would have expected the SONA to give an outline of economic, social governance and rule of law situation of the country. The SONA, in giving an outline of the economic, social governance and rule of law situation, is also alluding to the status, functions and delivery by the executive, legislative and judicial organs of the state. Policies for the future and policies reported for the previous year must therefore include for the executive, the legislature and of course the judiciary. Madam Speaker, at the very end, let me tell the President that there can never be any fixing of the broken systems when he is clearly keeping corrupt ministers in his cabinet, when the cabinet is full of people from one region, when prices of basic commodities and services are rising on a daily basis, when government is using statement machinery to arrest Boni Kalindo every day for simply exercising his freedom of speech and the right to assemble. When the intelligence apparatus is being used to record phone conversations of the head of ACB in order to find reasons for her removal. When the government spends valuable public resources trying to create fictitious criminal charges against a former retired president. When NIF loans are given
Leader of the House,
only to
these
those
few remarks.
affiliated to MCP.
Leader of Opposition.
And again, when government business contracts are offered only to those connected to the ruling elite, among others. Madam Speaker, when the President was finishing his speech last week, he ended by saying, I yield the floor. I also yield the floor. Thank you for your attention.
Leader of Opposition. Honorable Deputy Whip, Government Whip, I did recognize you, and then Honorable Minister of Energy, I also did recognize you already in the speech.
Thank you so much. Madam Speaker, is it...
For members on my left, can I have order, please? Can I have order, please?
Madam Speaker, the cyclone Anne, it has caused so much devastation in the Lower Shire, especially in Chikwawa, Nsanje, and indeed where the Honorable Leader of Opposition is coming from, and that is Muranje. So is it in order for the Honorable Leader of Opposition to insinuate that the effects are much, much lesser, and to say that as government, we are going to use it to say that is why we're in this trouble, that is why things are not working well. When indeed
on my left, I can't hear the Honorable Minister's point of order because of the background noise. Yes, Blantyre City South. Next, I'm going to give you 105, please. Please.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. My question is it in order for the Leader of Opposition to insinuate that the effects of Cyclone Anne, they have less impact, when, as we are talking now, Madam Speaker, people are suffering? The people of Chikwawa, the people of Sanje, and indeed even the people of Mulanje, where he's coming from. He made a statement on the podium to say this government is going to use Cyclone Anne to say this is why things are not okay. Meaning the effects are much, much lesser when we know very well the impact Cyclone Anne has had in the Lower Shire. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Whip. I think those are issues of opinion. If we want, government can make a proper clarification on that statement so that everybody gets the point of view from the government side. So you can make a statement to do a clarification on the same. Honorable Minister of Agriculture had recognized Minister of Energy. Thank you.
But, Madam Speaker, Madam, this House is a House of record. And I would like the Leader of Opposition, whoever prepared his speech, and I don't blame him, but should not form part of the record. Fuel in this country is not rising up daily. There is a mechanism which is in place. And the mechanism is the automatic fuel pricing system. And I would like to invite the Leader of Opposition, which I don't like to labor all members of this House, to come to my office so that I can explain to him how the fuel mechanism is going on in this country. I thank you, Madam.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Minister of Agriculture and then Minister of Gender.
Honorable Speaker, following the argument by the Leader of Opposition.
Honorable Minister, it can only be a point of order, so it has to be in that format. Yes. If you want clarification, I've given you that liberty that you can bring a statement to clarify issues raised, but it can only be, you can only raise a point of order at this point. Thank you.
Is it in order for the Leader of Opposition to side with suppliers of fertilizer in terms of prices? Because the suppliers pegged the price at 40,000, and it took this government to make sure that prices are stable at 27,000 kwacha. And we had to manage the situation, to manage the system, to make sure that fertilizer in the country is at 27,000. And the Leader of Opposition is saying the government made a wrong decision on that one. But let me assure him, as I'm talking, fertilizer is a country...
Honorable Minister, I think your point has been taken. You can bring in a clarification, as I've said, if you want to clarify any matters. Leader of the House.
Madam Speaker, thank you. And it's good to listen to a fellow leader from the other side. But I wanted to bring to your attention...
Are you trying to bring in a point of order? Because I did recognize Minister of Gender...
Yeah, it's a point of order.
Oh, okay.
It's a point of order.
I did recognize Minister of Gender. You're yielding to the leader? Thank you. Thank you.
Madam, I want to bring your attention to Standing Order 97 and 98. And the leader is well aware, even the new one is still 97 and 98. We try and digest, Madam, can I read?
Leader.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Standing Order 97, I'll read both 97 and 98. A member shall not refer disrespectfully to the State President in a debate for the purpose of influencing the Assembly in its deliberations. Standing Order 98, the conduct of the President or the Vice President shall not be called into question in the course of debate other than by way of the procedure for impeachment. Madam Speaker, several points that have been raised by the Leader of Opposition. He has actually called the President a liar, which is unparliamentary according to my own judgment, but you can judge, Madam Speaker, because you are the final authority here. The Honorable Leader of Opposition has also called the President a broken system, which to me, in my own judgment, it's unparliamentary, but it's up to you to make a judgment over that. Madam Speaker, the Leader of Opposition has also called the President spineless leadership. Madam Speaker, all this, to me, as I stand, unparliamentary, uncalled for the Leader of Opposition, but it's up to you, Madam Speaker, to make a judgment over that. But, Madam Speaker, on a point of concern, which I bring to your attention, the devastation the leader of the opposition made us to stand in respect of people that lost their lives because of Cyclone Nana, and later on went on to accuse that Cyclone Nana has got no huge devastation that can affect the economy. And in fact, he said, and I quote him, that this government should not use that as an excuse. Madam, we are going to use that not as an excuse, but a challenge that has really affected people in the Lower Shire, lives that have been lost. And I want to bring to attention and ask you, Madam Speaker, if it is in order for the leader of the House, who is the leader in this country, leader of the opposition, who is the leader in this country, to come here and insinuate that Cyclone Nana has not devastated this government. The president actually mentioned that it's a state of disaster. Is he against the president for mentioning that Cyclone Nana is a state of disaster, has brought a state of disaster in this country? Can he pronounce himself if he's against the president's declaration? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Leader of the House. I would like to agree with you. According to our own Standing Order 97, the Leader of Opposition was reflecting on the Head of State, and I would like to ask him to withdraw. Can I have order, please? On the issue of broken system, that one I think it's a subjective statement. It would have to be looked into in what context that he was referring. But calling the president is a liar is definitely not in line with our own standing orders. And Honourable Leader of Opposition, I expect you to withdraw that statement, please.
Madam Speaker, after presentation of my speech, I believe it's now a public document, and I'll make sure that it is through the table office circulated, because some of the accusations I did not say. But in as far as the other part to do with the presidency is concerned, on the lying, whatever the issue, I would like to replace it, because it cannot be blank. And being
But you cannot replace, you have to withdraw your statement first, please.
Let me withdraw it and replace it with something else. Yes. To say the president maybe did not say the truth about it.
And it means that will not form part of the recordings for the Hansard. Thank you. Minister of Gender.
The Right Honourable Speaker, I would like to report to this August House that the Leader of Opposition said about the elderly. The elderly policy we promised that I will be bringing the information in the August House about the elderly policy which we are working on. But also as government, we are implementing a number of policies, and you can also bear with me that they've never even implemented a number of policies.
Can I have order, please? Honourable Minister of Gender, can I have order? Can I have order?
The support of families
Honourable Minister of Gender,
yes,
as I've said earlier, I will give you a chance. You can respond to issues raised, but on this particular time, you can only raise something directly that is out of order. But if you want clarifications on issues raised by the Leader of Opposition, we'll give you that space. I think you can contact the Leader of the House to give you a space in terms of you making a statement on a specific issue that has been raised. But in this case, we just want procedural matters, what has gone out of order.
The Right Honourable Speaker, yes, with due respect, I do. And I promise that I'm going to do that. Even the families who are supported, it was out of order for the Leader of Opposition to be saying that we are failing to support families with, who are hit by hunger. The families are being supported, and the 126,000 with the lean season, we are supporting them in Malawi. And this is 630,000 individuals are being supported, and we will come up with the information and report on these people who are being supported. Thanks so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Mulanje Bale, and then the Honorable Minister of Defense. I'll give you.
Madam Speaker, considering, Madam Speaker, is it in order for this House, which accord a lot of time and respect to our members in the Cabinet, to bring a ministerial statement, to respond to our oral questions, to respond to supplementary questions, to even invite us for a meeting to discuss issues, to be derailing this House by bringing justification of their ministries? Is it in order that ministers should seriously stand and defend the government instead of bringing a policy to this House in a ministerial statement? I think as a House, Madam Speaker, we need your guidance. This is Parliament. This is not Capitol Hill, Madam Speaker. This is not Capitol Hill. This is Parliament, Madam Speaker. And our ministers, we accord them a lot of respect. They are our seniors. They respond to our issues as ministers. Please, 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 I beg of you. Malawians are suffering out there.
Member for Mulanje Bale, what is gone out of order? You're also going into the same trap of debating. What has gone out of order?
Is it in order, Madam Speaker, that when our own standing orders accord 4 opportunities to our honorable distinguished ministers to respond to us as members of this House, they can spend our good time just to respond to the leader of opposition, who is only one person, and leave all of us out of the game? If that is the case, why can't they book a meeting with the leader of opposition and discuss out there?
Honorable member for Mulanje Bale, I think we need to be clear. There are certain times that an honorable member can rise and give facts that are not right. You don't expect the government side ministers to wait for time that they'll give out a policy to correct a factual error. So they are allowed to give us what is the, for example, if somebody said AIP is 12,000 when it is 7,000, you expect the honorable ministers to stand and say, no, I defend it is 7,000 and it's not 12. So they are allowed to give factual. But of course, in the course of giving us factual, we don't expect them to be debating. So I agree on that point, but they are allowed to defend factual matters that have been raised on the floor at any particular point in time. Thank you.
Point of order. Point of order.
Honorable members, I did recognize the Minister of Defense. Yes.
This one is very small.
Homeland Security.
Yes, but I already gave her the floor.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Is it in order for the leader of opposition to mention that Ashok is booted out of the country, and he said that it's a rumor? Is it in order to discuss rumors in this House? Because that's a lie. It's not true. It's not true. Ashok is around, and you can call him.
Honorable Minister, indeed we are not supposed to be discussing issues on rumors and matters, but an honorable member can raise an issue because that's what they think is right, and it is now your right as a minister. Can I have order? As a minister, indeed, as you have reason to say, no, that is not a right fact, this is what is true. So what he did was right, what you've done is right, because you're correcting what is right to say the fact is this. Thank you. So you were right. On the other hand, he did qualify that it was a rumor, but you have to qualify and state what is the right fact. Thank you.